Keyshawn Johnson says that this is the reason that your mom and your auntie will send their son to North Carolina.
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to a, well, we call you normies.
So most of you already know, but just in case you didn't, you see the title here. I'm going to get into this video here in a second. You see it. Is Bill Belichick moved to UNC the right call, or should he still return to the NFL? Now, this is from Speak via FS1, and Keyshawn Johnson has his opinion about the move and the staff and everything that Bill Belichick is going to bring to the University of North Carolina. Now, you see the panel here, right? You got Paul Pierce, which he's a legend, but he's a clown. You got Joy Taylor right here, which Joy Taylor. Well, hey. And, of course, Keyshawn Johnson, and the guy on the end, I don't really know who he is. But to recap, before we get to the video in question, y'all know it. Bill Belichick reaches a 5-year deal to North Carolina. This was announced. It was the 11th. This was a couple days ago. In one of the most stunning and compelling moves in college football history, the 6-time Super Bowl winning coach Bill Belichick was named the new head coach of North Carolina on Wednesday night. All right. Well, the NFL didn't pick him up, so he's gone back to college football, all right? North Carolina officials said the sides agreed to a 5-year deal, which was approved by the Board of Trustees during an emergency meeting on Thursday. News conference introduced Bill Belichick is set for Thursday at 2 p.m. Bill Belichick, 72, worked in the NFL for some capacity from 1975 until his divorce from the New England Patriots after the 2023 season. This will be his first college coaching job. So my mistake in what I said earlier, this is his first coaching job in the college realm. Okay, so y'all see it. I'll leave a link to this in the description box. It speaks on some of his history with the Patriots and some of his history with North Carolina and other things of that nature. Okay, so y'all see it again. A link will be to this in the description box. It also talks about name and likeness deals with the college and all those kind of things like that. Y'all see it. All right. Now, getting back to the video in question. Now, I'm going to play it here, of course. I'm going to give my fair use clause in a second, but Keyshawn Johnson is talking right now. Him and Joy Taylor are having a healthy debate about Bill Belichick going from the NFL to college football, all right? I'm going to get started right here to give some context for the conversation. I'll let them talk about what they said prior to Keyshawn Johnson's very, in my opinion, not very smart response or his statement. Okay, so this is a YouTube video. And because it is, I got to give my fair use clause. So before we continue, fair use.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Individuals in the National Football League. He didn't run the salary cap.
Yeah, but in the National Football League, everybody is getting paid. In college football, everyone is not getting paid.
Well, it's his job to make sure,
as a coach, to make sure that the kids that aren't making $2 million to be there are playing as hard as the kids that are making.
But it's not that many. But see, I think what people,
young people,
I think having a collective of my own with USC, I kind of understand how the collective game works. Everybody thinks everybody's making $2 million.
Correct, they're not.
Now they're having an exchange about NIL deals, how that's kind of how that affects the star of the team versus everybody else on the roster. Okay, which is a conversation to be had nowadays because the NIL deal is a thing now. You see players on a lot of different prominent college teams getting these deals, and well, essentially that the question is, what does that mean for everybody else that doesn't have the skill or the notoriety to get that deal? Okay, which I think is a fair conversation.
Not that way. If I make $1.5 million and I'm going to do a deal with a gene company, I'm going to involve all the receivers to make sure that they going to get a little bit of something, even though they third on the depth chart. That's kind of how you do things. It's only going to be 3 players that are making significant money on every single roster. Now you just got to make sure that the guys that are less than them as far as popularity and whatnot can get a little crumbs.
Now, I don't know how exactly they're going to be able to do that, how they're going to be able to involve everybody in the deal. But again, we'll see what happens.
It's not hard to do. That's why you hire people to do that. That's why it's not hard to do.
You know what it is? I need to see how the rest of the staff.
That's fair.
Because as of right now, we are assuming it's going to be Steve Belichick,
DC,
and
Washington,
and we know,
to keep him, but
that's not good.
Sure, but
Come on.
Steve Belichick's going to be in Washington. Steve Belichick's going to the University of North Carolina to coach with his father.
Absolutely.
And we have Mike Lombardi.
and Freddie Kitchens, who was
And did he say he was going to keep Freddie Kitchens?
Freddie Kitchens.
By the way, let me give one time again for Joy Taylor. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I got to do it. I know she's not Undisputed anymore. Undisputed is not a show, but Joy Taylor still looks very attractive in my opinion.
There. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I got homies there right now. That's
and Freddie Kitchens.
Okay, but
So maybe the rest of the hires should be a little different.
what I would say, and I'm just going to say it.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Are y'all ready for what he's about to say? Because they were speaking on Bill Belichick and some of the people that he's going to bring onto the team. Freddie Kitchens and a couple other people that he knows from the NFL that aren't working right now. They're not employed, but will probably be good additions to his coaching staff. Now, this is where things get,
You better hire some black coaches.
Okay, thank you, Keyshawn.
He better hire some black coaches.
Look, we're all the same around here.
No, he better hire some black
Okay,
coaches.
so
Bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
why does he need to hire black coaches? He's going to get to that here in a second. But, of course, for the sake of diversity, I guess, we have to hire black coaches. Even though Bill Belichick is a multi-winning Super Bowl coach with many accolades in his NFL career that knows how to pick talent, that knows how to pick people with knowledge, that, okay, I got to pick a black person. Let's let him tell you why.
Because you got to go into the homes.
skepticism about the
You got to
recruiting.
hire some black coaches. You got to go into the homes of the mamas and convince, not daddy, mommy, and auntie that you're going to take care of this. No, real talk. You got to,
Keyshawn,
real talk.
It's always
You're saying it more directly than I am.
Yo, I get
You got
it.
Freddie Kitchens, Mike Lombardi, Bill Belichick, and Steve Belichick.
No, it's not. No, you got to, and he's smart enough, again. I bet that he's smart enough to know that.
I would hope so.
Bet that he's not one guy.
2024, and we can't escape
Not one
this
guy
without
coaching the
another
running
shocker.
backs and one guy coaching the receivers. No.
Tell them parents I got this check.
Well, we know the
Hey, that
defensive
ain't gonna matter.
coordinator.
if you are.
Okay, now let's deal with, there's a few things in my opinion that's wrong with what Mr. Keyshawn Johnson just said. Okay, now, number one, like I said a few moments ago, so Bill Belichick has to hire black coaches for what reason? He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Again, made many accolades and accomplishments under his belt. But he has to hire a black coach. That was your first thing, your first thought. Secondly, he says that in order to, I guess what he's implying is to convince the black population to accept their son into the UNC program, they need to have a black coach for what? Representation? I mean, so these parents aren't going to do their research before Belichick shows up at their house to recruit their son. They're not going to do their research and find out that Bill Belichick has won how many Super Bowls, how many conference championships, how many coach of the year, and all the other stuff he's done in the NFL. He comes to college as a very accomplished football coach, a leader of men. And you mean to tell me that these people aren't going to be convinced to let their son come to their program because they don't have a black coach?
What more do you want from me?
Okay, now, the second thing I want to go by, or the third thing is that, okay, so you mean to tell me that you're assuming that these households are matriarchal because they say, well, I don't have to convince the dad. I got to convince the mom. Yeah. No, I ain't the dad you got to convince. You got to convince the mom. Are you serious, Keyshawn? So these families don't make collective decisions, okay? They don't talk to each other and say, you know what? Hey, babe, let's talk about this. Oh, hey, Mr. So-and-so, you know, we got to have a conversation about our son. You know, he came. Do they sound good? They have a good program. Did this guy sound like he's got a good head on his shoulders? Is he going to take care of my son? Okay. No. Then the daddy got convinced. They got to convince the mom. Like, ultimately, she's going to be the one to make the decision, not the dad, right? This isn't a patriarchal home. This is a matriarchal home. And so even though the dad is going to hear everything out, we got to run this by mama or auntie, okay? Oh, by the way, the fact the whole auntie thing, which could be another small bit, right? But why auntie? The kid could be with the mom and the dad, right? So why it's got to be auntie? That didn't get me either. Like my man Paul Pierce said. So the NIL check's not going to be enough. The fact that they're going to a prestigious college in North Carolina is not enough. The fact that Bill Belichick is accomplished coach by himself, and he's bringing on other NFL coaches that have their own accolades. He's not bringing a star-studded. He's bringing a star-studded team to the organization. That's not enough to bring the kid on. They got to convince the mom, and they got to convince the auntie. Keyshawn, my brother, what you said, in my opinion, was stereotypical. It was ignorant, and I hope when he's offset that he rethinks what he said. When he's at home and he's thinking about what he said on the set and how the performance he gave, that he rethinks this, because this was foolish in my opinion. The stuff he said was stereotypical. It's like, well, I think Bill Belichick would be smart enough to hire a black coach. Why does he need to hire a black coach? Not just the running back coach or the receivers coach. Well, who cares? Who cares if he doesn't have a black coach at all? As long as Bill Belichick takes care of the young men that are under his leadership, as long as he picks the right coaches or staff that's going to take care of these young men and going to coach them to be the best players they can be and the best men and individuals they're going to be, who, it doesn't matter what color it is. See, that's the problem. And I'm not going to get all into it, but representation is one thing, but knowledge, I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But representation, this whole DI thing is way overblown, okay? It's way overblown, but I'm not going to get into it. Y'all heard what Keyshawn said, all right? I don't know if y'all agree with it or not, but y'all let me know down in the comment section. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. You know me, I'm Justin Normy, here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports news, entertainment, and politics. Let me know what you think about what Keyshawn Johnson said about Bill Belichick and hiring black coaches down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.